Welcome to our rave. Era.
Whatever! Just do it normal! For the love of Pete!
Boom jams, everybody!
Welcome to the weekend of whatevers.
The weekend of whatevers. This
Yeah.
is the only weekend that
the
is
only
whatevers.
ever weekend
the
that
only
is
whatevers that are
whatevers
weekend. My name is Josh.
My name is Cole.
And this is our review
We should really nail down what we do here.
of Aladdin 2019.
We name it the should you watch it. So
Yeah.
we could just
Welcome
be like,
to should you. That's a weird should you.
should you?
Not should you, because
Should
that's
you.
how you should say it.
Right.
But you go should you.
Should you?
Should you. Anyway, so we're going to give our thoughts on the movie and if you should go see it.
We haven't talked about this at all.
Spoilers, it's a remake of a film from 1992, so
What?
all plot points are out the window. We're going to talk about it. It's an old movie.
Right.
Get over it. It's as old as I am.
It is as old as you are. It's older than I am, which is a weirder statement.
No, you're pretty young. You're wrong. You're young and spry. No, it's true. It's
We're not
super-
that different.
Cole, you are the youngest person I know.
You need to know more
You
people.
were like
That's also just super not true.
to know more people. Okay, so we're talking about Aladdin. I personally went into the movie with not a whole lot of expectation, given that Aladdin came out when I was born.
Right.
So by the time that I was old enough to watch it, the craze of it had gone away. You know how there's that period between when a movie comes out and then also
When it's not
when
any
it's
longer.
well no when it's part of the vault or it's a classic.
Okay,
right?
sure.
That middle point,
Yeah.
that 5 to 10 years after.
Right.
It just kind of people will watch it, but it's also that's just a movie that came out.
Yeah, that's a thing that's
Yeah.
happened now.
And this is before
we're over
Netflix, right? This is way before
it.
Netflix.
Whoa, Netflix hasn't always been around.
What even is that?
Oh my, what is Netflix?
I don't know. You asked the question.
You brought it up.
So anyway, I don't believe it was a movie that I watched very much growing up.
No, I definitely didn't watch it much at all.
Yeah.
As a young one.
As a youngin'?
As a youngin,
As a
I don't
youngin'.
think we just we didn't have it around. It wasn't one of the Disney movies that we were
Yeah. So take whatever we're about to say with a grain of salt. If you have
some deep attachment.
a strong attachment to Aladdin, and it's your favorite Disney movie of all time, maybe all of a sudden this is going to become not your favorite movie because
It's different.
Yeah,
it's like any
it's-
other remake.
yeah.
It's like Beauty and the Beast. It's like Cinderella.
Did you like the Jungle Book remake?
I haven't actually made it all the way through it. It
Oh.
always puts me to sleep around the time that they're floating down the river trying to sing,
Oh,
which is pretty early.
you mean okay?
So I just fall asleep a lot.
Bare necessities put cold to sleepy sleeps. It's the bare
Bare
narcotics.
necessity. Oh.
They knock you out and then you sleep, right? Yes. Yes. Anyway, so going into it, we didn't have a whole lot of expectation. I really liked the film.
Okay.
I was really happy with. Because, I was watching it, and I was like, oh, this is a cool scene. Oh, and this is the exact recreation of the scene from, so I'm just getting, these, little snippets of, oh, that's right, this is this scene from when I was a kid. But I don't remember that scene vividly.
Right. It's just I think that this is exactly like that scene that I don't remember.
Well, not,
perfectly.
exactly, but I was just oh, I get it. This is the moment that this happens.
Okay,
And this is
okay.
how they do it. Okay. I really enjoyed Will Smith as Genie.
I just enjoy Will Smith.
Yeah.
Period.
He
all the time.
he had a totally different take on the character.
Which, okay, yeah,
Is-
I was going
is
to bat
needed.
for Will Smith because they had to do the character extremely different.
Oh yeah.
Because you can't replace. I thought I could get to the end of that sentence and remember the dude's name, and it's awful that I can't.
Robin Williams.
Thank you. So Robin Williams, you can't replace that guy.
No.
You can't replace Robin Williams. You can't make a guy that's kind of like Robin Williams. No, you have to take it a very different direction, and
And he
boy,
did.
is Will Smith a very different direction.
The guy that played Aladdin, I didn't love.
I
thought he did a serviceable job. I thought he did totally good.
So
I
this-
didn't love it.
This bleeds into my thoughts on the whole movie, which was, it was a good movie, but it was also marginal acting. sometimes pretty marginal singing.
Naomi Scott sang.
Okay, no, she has a very, very good voice.
And let's be honest, Genie's singing is never supposed to be great. Robin Williams, his singing is comedy singing. Like
sure,
he's doing voices in the middle of all of his stuff.
I mean, it's just Robin Williams.
Well, but that's the character of Genie. Like, he's supposed to be like a big comic relief.
But I was also watching an interview with Will Smith on Ellen.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, you guys are going to hear me sing. And I've never done that before. The dude's a rapper. He's got albums, but, like, he's not a singer.
Well,
and so he's like, this was whole new territory for me. I had to learn how to sing.
But as far as, like, a singer that's never sung like that before,
he sounded pretty good.
He did a totally
I'm not
job.
saying that, like, given the context of what happened in this movie, did they not do a good job? They did a good job. But I just didn't think it was, like, phenomenal.
Yeah,
I wasn't blown away.
It wasn't phenomenal.
It's kind of like Emma Watson trying to sing for Belle. Like, she's not as good as the original.
Well, sure.
And you could tell that there was, like, a little bit of the edits going on.
Yeah.
Just like the Disney auto-tune.
Yeah, they're auto-tuning a little bit.
Which is fine.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that I didn't think it was fantastic. I didn't think Jafar was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, his acting was like a little... He hissed. Do you remember the time where he hissed?
But see, I thought that was...
hissed like a snake.
I thought that was cool. I thought his interpretation of Jafar was really cool. Because, like, the other Jafar is, like, you're just your typical, like, I am the evil villain of this story. But he was, like...
Which is his role.
But he's, like, the higher-pitched, like, quieter, more conniving...
It's just... I'm gonna screw you a little bit there.
When they're sitting in the sand...
Yeah,
and he does, and he's just kind of like staring out, and he's just like brooding, and then he's like talking to Aladdin, and then he like steals from Aladdin, and he's just like, I was like you. I was like, yo,
yeah,
Jafar!
that moment was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. I thought they made Jasmine a much bigger character.
Okay, yes.
I thought that was awesome.
Wins the whole movie for me.
Yeah, she stole it. She stole the film.
I think she's really great, but also, like, in the original film, in the original movie,
Jasmine's not a character.
he doesn't have a part. Like,
she sings
she is a
in the song,
prop.
and then that's it.
No, she doesn't. Does she? She doesn't have a song.
Well,
in the old movie.
Well, she sings.
Okay, and yeah, whatever. But it's different because it's like she now has her own songs, which is cool.
Yes, and
and they fixed that for the Broadway version of Aladdin.
I really liked, and I was talking with my wife about this. They did woman empowerment in a film, and it didn't feel like an afterthought.
Yeah, it definitely felt like that was the driving force of the film.
Like,
and that, I think.
Well, not like the only driving force, but like it was there organically from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, you know how like this is my one big gripe with like Endgame.
Okay.
Is when they had like the scene, and it was like all the women, and I was like, that is so cool. Don't get me wrong, I love that. But like, if you're gonna do that, do it justice. Like, it's something that needs to be talked about. Let's do it well. And it just kind of felt that, like, they finished the movie and they're like, you know what we could do? We could have a woman empowerment scene. And it was like,
let's just do that.
And
they did that for Infinity War too.
Yeah, like
where
they
in
kind of like
contrast,
pushed it in, and it was like
Black Panther from the get-go is like, look at all of these
amazing women that are just like
from the get-go.
Yeah, exactly.
Not like a plug.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get you. And that was true here too. Because that's the other gripe I have with the original film of Aladdin is that like she didn't have any real reason to be rebellious. Like this, like she was locked away in like safety or whatever, and like she's like, I want to see my people. Like that makes sense. Yeah, and that was true in the old film. It just she was just like
at the end of
I'm gonna break things and run away because man.
Yeah.
Teenage angst.
I thought that they approached that with the severity that the subject matter deserves.
Yeah.
And when a lot of movies don't do that, it bums me out because it's like, come on. True. Like if you're gonna do it well.
Right.
It's like any sort of like social issue that like people put into films. Like if you're gonna do it well.
Yeah, and totally do it.
Absolutely.
But if you're gonna do it well.
Yeah, like you should do it and do it well. If you're not gonna do it well, then it's just like, yay, you checked the box. Woo.
Yeah, I mean like this movie is still named after the dude.
Yeah.
So like,
but
it's okay.
She was far and away my favorite character in the film. I thought Naomi Scott did phenomenally. I thought the character was written very well. her breakout moment in like of like
Her music
song.
video in the middle.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Did have music
It was
video in the
so
middle.
well done.
It was okay. I'm a little bit like, okay. It felt like the Frozen scene. Like when she's just like, I'm gonna build a castle because I've got powers. Except Jasmine doesn't have powers.
Well, but like you got to see, so she starts the song earlier in the film, right?
What do you mean?
So she starts the song Speechless earlier in the film.
Oh, okay.
And then she stops because she like is defeated.
Gotcha.
And then we go through like this whole sequence of her being like, if I could only like step out and speak, and like this is what I would do, and like it's not all real, and you're just kind of like, okay. And then she does it, and she ends the song, and she turns around and she tells them.
Yeah,
and
that was the cool part for me. The whole time in the whole like music video part where she is actually singing the song, I'm like, what is this?
Well,
but then when she actually like breaks out of it and she does what she's singing about, I'm like, okay, now it's cool.
But that's her.
That's cool.
That the whole music video part was her thinking like, if only I could do this.
Right.
Right. And like I got that from the get-go. So like all like the dissolving parts, it's just like you're in her head now. Like it's in her imagination.
I get you.
What can I do in the situation? Oh, nothing. No, forget that. I'm doing it. And it was just really cool. I really liked it. I enjoyed the film.
Yeah. And the genie parts of just Genie doing genie stuff.
Yeah.
It was cool. Like
And
the effects and
it
stuff.
was
They did a good
different
job.
enough.
Yeah.
Like they used some of the same tricks,
Right.
but like
But not as.
but not
many
like
as-
copy paste.
Right.
They
They didn't just like, well, let's do what they did. How old are you? Like, however many years ago, and like let's do it
Almost
with
27
nowadays graphics.
Yeah.
But like that's not what they did. They were just like, let's do things a little bit different.
Yeah, and I really appreciated how like the scene where they're the Prince Ali,
Yeah.
that whole scene.
Where he's getting dressed as Prince Ali.
No. Well, that was
Like the marching in.
the musical.
Okay, that launches me into my favorite part about this
That was
movie.
so cool.
The dancing.
Yeah, it was. So
They
cool.
have like this like crazy hip hop vibe the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I dig that. That's really cool. And they just let dancers be dancers, and the actors can dance.
Uh-huh.
They had dance doubles for like some of the crazy stuff.
Well, yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, who doesn't? It's
Yeah.
like it's a Disney film. You
And
can't
I-
expect everybody to do everything. Okay.
I really liked the humor. I thought
Yeah.
there like my favorite parts were the subtle parts.
Yeah.
Like when Genie's opening the door and he's like talking to the girl, and then like he's closing the door and he's like, "Why did I say as people?"
Why would I say that? And then Nicholas.
He's like, "Why would I say as people?" And like just,
A lot of it,
it's,
like,
it's like subtle
Under
humor,
his
but-
breath, Will Smith
Yeah.
stuff.
Ah.
Like when he goes like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Like that kind of stuff that Will Smith does. And it's just like that's just like that's just a Will Smith
Ah,
staple
it was
that got into this movie and made it work. And
it was
great.
so
It
good.
was really great. I
And
liked that part.
I liked that there wasn't a whole lot of serious Will Smith.
Yeah, no,
Like-
there really wasn't.
Like you know the moment where Will Smith turns serious, and it's the exact same face that's in
Yep.
every single Will
yeah,
Smith.
it's
movie.
like, oh yeah, I have seen you in I Am Legend, I Robot, and
Yeah.
Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
Those are all three the same.
Yep. I like that.
Love you,
I
Will.
like that
You're
it
great.
wasn't that. I like that we just got fun, happy Will Smith.
Yeah.
That
And he was just like
you could tell he was having fun. Like
totally.
he was like
Totally. It's like loving it.
like he's at the point now in his career where he could totally just be like, I don't need to make amazing films. Like
Right.
I just want to go have fun.
I mean, he has a
You know?
YouTube channel, and that's the majority of what he does now.
yeah, and
It's
his
funny.
Instagram is giant and super.
In the same like Ellen interview that I saw with the characters, Will Smith was talking about when they had called him and approached him about playing this part, and he was like, "Nah, like I don't want to do. I don't want to follow Robin Williams. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
Yeah.
No chance." And like actually hung up and like didn't and
Really?
like said no, and then he was just
Really?
like, he was thinking about it. He's like, "Well, but like somebody's gonna do it."
Yeah.
And you gotta do it different. I could make,
Yeah. No.
And then
I
he
get
ended up
that.
bringing in a whole lot of like Fresh Prince stuff.
Oh,
So like he
absolutely
pulled
did,
from
yeah.
Fresh Prince like crazy,
Yeah.
which he hasn't really done a whole
I
lot.
saw photos of him and the actor that plays Carlton at the premiere.
Oh, seriously?
So I think they are good enough friends
That's so
that they will
great.
still go to each other's things.
I love that.
and it's so fun. He's got a really cool name. I wish I remembered it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's like a name that you just would not expect to come out of that dude. You're like, what? That's
I mean,
his
he's just a
name?
cool guy.
He is a cool guy, and he can dance.
He can. I mean, he can do that one day.
All right. Anyway, you should go see Aladdin. It's a good
Do
film.
it. It's worth seeing.
Yeah, it's not the best film in the world.
Yep.
But as far as like the live action remakes of stuff, this I think is my favorite.
Really?
Yeah. Of like the
I can't
Disney,
make bold claims.
the Disney live action remakes, I don't think there's another one that had me kind of like, huh, the whole time through. And this had me that way the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, I'm like, huh, it's not amazing, but like, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
a fun
definitely an
little ride.
enjoyable. Definitely an enjoyable film.
Beauty and the Beast could make a run for its money.
That's kind of where I'm like, I can't make that bold
Beauty and the
claims.
Beast was like super
Very
good,
good.
but like, I don't know. This one was just, it felt like a really good whole package.
Yeah.
Of just like, because with Beauty and the Beast, it was very similar to the original in a lot of ways, and this one there was so much different.
Yeah,
That
they
stood it
changed
apart.
a lot of things. And
Like that whole hip hop vibe.
Right,
Where it's
which
just
I
like
loved.
they're
It
doing
was
like their
great.
traditional dances, and then they're like throwing in hip hops and spins,
and
and,
then
I was just like,
flips and
whoa.
cool stuff.
All right. Anyway, if you like this video, hit the like button
If you love this video, hit that subscribe button.
and go see Aladdin.